Out of all the possible worldviews, atheism has the least credibility because it goes against your base perceptions of decision making. Even an atheist believes that when all is said and done, there really is something as opposed to nothing. That their choice A actually meant something more than their choice B. If you're an atheist, you believe that when all is said and done, it's going to be nothing. Nothing. Not like a cold and I'm aware of the nothingness and I'm sleeping nice, safe, and sound in my beautiful, comfortable, peaceful nothing. No, there is no perception of peace. There is no perception of anything. When you are gone, you will not be able to see the fruits of your impacts. And the people that you think are going to see the fruits of your impacts, they will also be equally gone. They're not going to be sleeping at rest. They are going to be nothing. No matter whether you choose empathy or not empathy, the ultimate outcome is nothing. But you don't really believe that because in your heart, you've been created with knowledge of truth, goodness, and beauty. This is why you do not believe in this theory of nothing. You believe that there is something as opposed to nothing. These words may sound simple. I'm saying thing, nothing, something. It doesn't matter. That's the whole point. This is so simple. This is fundamental 101 level of understanding reality. You are making choices every day because you believe the act of making the choice matters. You believe the process of deliberation, of weighing the pros and the cons, is actually significant because God forbid you take the wrong path. So you better make sure you take the right path, the good path. Well, how much stress are you actually putting into that if both paths lead to the same final destination? Nothing. You don't actually believe that. We don't believe in nothing. We don't believe it. We don't believe in nothing. Your choices matter. The logical conclusion is if path A leads you to the same destination as path B, the paths don't make a difference. Now you might say, well, it's the journey. It's not the destination. Okay, so what makes a journey great? You learn lessons, you become a better person, you are upgraded, you've leveled up, you've been down through the abyss, now you've reached new heights. The journey is so special, so magical. And guess what happens with all those beautiful level up power? To the grave, nothing. And guess what? If you stay at level 1 instead of level 99 in your little role-playing game that you call your life, you end up with nothing. Your progress, it doesn't save. You didn't save your progress. Game over. Your game got deleted. Your cartridge, old school video games, your cartridge got completely wiped. So why do you care that you leveled up to some high? It's all vanity. It's wind. Can I grab the wind? Can I grab the wind? No, I can't. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So the sooner we can wake up and realize this, we can move on to the next level of consciousness and understanding. I want to make it very clear. Atheists, listen to me. Do you really believe that your actions are meaningless? Do you really believe that being good versus not being good makes no difference? Of course you don't. In fact, you'd say, yeah, I am believing being a good person and I don't need no religion to do so. What's the purpose? You be a good person. Why? You made someone else smile, who's eventually going to die. What's so great about that? Their memory of your goodness will disappear, vanish. No one's going to remember. No one's even going to care you ever existed if your view of atheism is true. If there's no eternal observer of the good, did the good thing actually happen? Think about that. If you're in the forest and the tree falls and no one is around to hear it, did the tree make a sound? This is an old saying. This is an old thought experiment. Same thing. The good action that you choose to do today, if there's no permanent observer, if there's no record, if there's no storage into the database of consciousness, then what's the purpose? It's like typing this beautiful essay, this book, in a Word document that you didn't save, you didn't back up, auto backup turned off, your computer was wiped. You've lost it all. And anyone else who might have read it, they didn't save their stuff either. It's lost. It's not in storage. It's not in storage. It's not in the storage of the consciousness of humanity. It's not in God's consciousness, the eternal observer. The only way your actions matter is if there's an element of permanence to them. If there is no permanence, it is all temporary. It is like the wind. The wind just moves. You try to grab it. You feel it. You try to grab it. It's gone. You can't hold on to it. Do not chase after the wind, friends. I want to say it as simply as possible. Your choices matter. There's always a choice A and a choice B. Choice A leads to something better than choice B based on your judgment. But for that to be accurate, you must believe that they do not end up in equal nothingness. They do not end up in equal nothingness. But if consciousness ends, if humanity ends and it's all just nothing, equally indistinguishable, doesn't matter what kind of wars there are, doesn't matter what kind of love and prosperity, doesn't matter how many people are fed, world hunger solved, doesn't matter how many homes and warm families, the situation will be exactly the same. Nothing. So why do you care so much about determining path A versus path B? Why do you care so much about choosing an alternative outcome if the exact same ending will be nothing? Think about it. So live consistently. But the fact is, if you're trying to convince other people and free them from the shackles of religion, listen to me here. If you're trying to free other people from the shackles of religion, you are saying that freedom from religion is a better path than lack of freedom, than the oppression. You're saying that this path leads to something else, to something greater. You're saying that there's a better way, that there's something more than nothing. But no atheist believes that there's only nothing. Every human believes that there is something as opposed to nothing. Free yourself from the atheism. Free yourself. Here's the thing. Every atheist believes in love. Every non-sociopathic, non-psychotic atheist believes in love, believes in caring for others, compassion for people. God is love. If these things are true, then atheists indirectly act as if God exists. If an atheist acts as if love exists, which many atheists do, then by definition, if God is love, then atheists act as if God exists. And this is the key difference. One level of awareness is to say, here's what you believe, here's what I believe consciously, what you think you believe. The other level of awareness is paying attention to how you behave and what that implies and reveals about your inner belief systems. We act as if we believe many things that we might not consciously be aware of as we believe them. So similarly, the atheist does not consciously confess to believing in God, but he acts as if God exists. He acts as if love exists because he thinks empathy and compassion are better than cruelty and hatred. Because the atheist, the well-formed the atheist who has a moral conscience believes that innocent beings deserving injustice is a bad thing. That's the whole purpose of the problem of evil. This is why they're so passionate about it. It's because there's an intrinsic sense of goodness and justice. But this sense of goodness and justice cannot exist if all roads lead to nothing. The only reason any action you take in this present moment can mean anything is if there's some permanent staying power, if it's recorded into the storage of consciousness, God. Because there is an observer, there is an ultimate judge. That's what makes everything meaningful, because there is a trial of witnesses. That's what makes everything meaningful. You're on the stage. There is an audience. It's being recorded. This is not nothing. This is not the wind. Think about that. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. So, if you were an atheist believing this, let me ask again. Think about the things that you care about. Do you think that they are ultimately nothing? Is that what you truly believe? Would you be willing to fight and die for nothing? Do you really believe that if you choose A or B, it all ends up nothing? Well, if so, then it probably doesn't matter. So like, follow, subscribe to this channel because it's all gonna be nothing anyway. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just trying to show you the way.